I didn't raise my voice. I didn't even drop the grocery bags hanging from my arm. I simply looked at her, my daughter-in-law, Emma, standing in the center of my living room with two giant suitcases at her feet, and asked calmly, "Did you ask the owner of this house before moving in?" She blinked twice. A tiny, fake laugh slipped out of her mouth, the kind she uses whenever she's caught doing something she shouldn't. And in that moment, I realized she wasn't surprised to see me. She was annoyed, as if I were the intruder inside my own home. My name is Linda Parker. I'm 61 years old, widow, retired teacher, and the proud owner of a small but cozy condo in Arizona. It's not luxurious, but it's mine, my peace, my quiet. At least, it used to be. I have one son, Michael, a good man. At least he used to be, before he married Emma. She was beautiful, confident, ambitious. But behind all that, she had a coldness that only a mother could sense. Still, I tried. Every mother does. But Emma wanted more than my son. She wanted control. It was a Tuesday afternoon. I had just come home from grocery shopping. I opened the door and froze. There she was, Emma, standing in the living room as if she owned the place. Two enormous suitcases on the floor, her shoes on my rug, her coat draped over my favorite chair. I stared. She stared back. And then that fake little laugh. "Oh, Linda, you're early." Early? To my house? I didn't drop the bags. I didn't panic. I simply asked, "Did you ask the owner of this house before moving yourself in?" Her smile froze, her eyes narrowed, and the shock on her face slowly melted into irritation, as if my existence was inconvenient. She scoffed. "Well, since Michael and I were planning to stay for a while, I assumed you'd understand." Assumed? No one had told me a thing. Emma stepped closer. "We're having problems with our apartment, so this is temporary." Temporary. That word felt like a threat, because Emma's temporary always meant permanent. Then she said something that made my stomach tighten. "And honestly, the place could use a younger touch, don't you think?" In one sentence, she had insulted my home, my age, my presence. Right then, my phone buzzed. It was my son. A single message. "Mom, don't overreact. Let her stay. I'll explain later." I felt my heart sink, not because Emma betrayed me, but because my son took her side before even hearing mine. I didn't shout. I didn't argue. I walked to the kitchen, put the groceries down, and said, "Emma, you may stay today, but whether you stay tomorrow depends entirely on what happens next." Her smile vanished because she knew I wasn't asking permission. I was giving warning, and she had no idea how serious I was. Because 1 hour later, a single event inside my home would make her fall to her knees, begging me for forgiveness. But by then, it was far too late. Exactly 1 hour after I allowed my daughter-in-law, Emma, to stay for the night, something happened inside my home that would change everything. I had gone to my bedroom to change clothes and calm my nerves, but the moment I opened my closet, I froze. My dresses were pushed aside, my drawers were open, and on the top shelf, a new designer handbag, a brand Emma proudly flaunts, was sitting there, inside my closet, inside my room. My hands trembled. She wasn't staying in the guest room. She wasn't staying temporarily. She was moving in. I stepped into the hallway. That's when I noticed something worse. My late husband's antique clock? Missing. My framed wedding photo? Gone. The vase my mother gave me? Removed. In their place were Emma's plants, Emma's framed selfies, Emma's scented candles, and Emma's decor pieces. My face flushed, my throat tightened. She wasn't visiting my home. She was replacing me inside it. I walked straight to the living room. There she was, lying on my couch, eating chips, scrolling through her phone like she owned the place. I said calmly, "Emma, why is my closet full of your belongings?" She didn't even look up. "Oh, that. I moved some things to make space for us." Us. Not me and Michael. Not temporarily. Not just for today. Us. She was rewriting my home. I clenched my jaw. And my wedding photo? My husband's clock? Where are they? She shrugged. I put them away. They don't match the aesthetic. Aesthetic. That was the word she used for removing my memories. Suddenly, she stood up dramatically and grabbed her phone. "Oh, great. Now she's interrogating me," she said loudly, as if performing for an audience. Then she dialed Michael. "Your mom is being unreasonable again," she complained. "She doesn't want us here." Us. Again. I reached out to speak, but she moved away from me like I was attacking her. Fake tears, fake shaking, fake victim. I watched in disbelief as she lied into the phone. "Michael, I don't feel safe." Safe? From me? My phone buzzed. A message from my son. "Mom, why are you treating her like this? Just let her settle in. Stop making it difficult." My breath left my body. He didn't ask what happened. He didn't ask my side. He didn't ask if I was okay. He believed her, the girl who had been in my house for 1 hour. I stood there, staring at my son's message. My fingers trembled, but my voice was steady when I said, "Emma, I want you to get up and show me where you put my things." She scoffed. "You're overreacting, Linda. Honestly, older people can be so dramatic." Older people. I felt something inside me break. But instead of shouting, I walked to my room, opened my safe, and took out one small notebook, the property deed of my condo. In my name, only my name, fully paid, legally mine. And with that, my next move became clear. Because before Emma could unpack another suitcase, before she could hang another selfie, someone knocked on the door. A knock that would flip the entire situation upside down. A knock that would make Emma's confidence shatter into fear. A knock that would make her fall to her knees and beg for forgiveness. And she had no idea it was coming. Emma had invaded my home, replaced my memories, lied to my son, and played the victim. But the knock on the door was about to change everything, and she had no idea how quickly her power was about to disappear. Emma rolled her eyes when the knock came. "Who is it now?" she complained. But when I opened the door, her entire face drained of color, because standing outside was the condo management officer and a legal advisor, holding a file. The officer asked, "Ma'am, are you Linda Parker, the sole owner of this property?" I nodded. Emma's grip on her phone loosened, her arrogance gone. The legal advisor looked straight at Emma and said, "You are not authorized to stay here without the owner's permission. You must remove your belongings immediately." Emma stuttered. "What?" "But my husband said." The officer cut her off. "It doesn't matter what anyone else said. Only the owner holds legal authority here." I gently lifted the property deed. "It's in my name, only mine." Emma's knees buckled. Her face turned pale. For the first time, she realized she had no power here. None. Emma grabbed her phone and dialed my son, Michael, her voice shaking. "Michael, come home now. Your mom is kicking me out. They're saying I'm trespassing." I stood quietly, because the truth spoke louder than I ever could. Michael arrived 20 minutes later, breathless, confused, scared. He looked at the officer. "What's going on?" Before anyone could speak, Emma ran to him and cried, "Your mother hates me. She's throwing me out. Please say something." But the legal advisor calmly showed him the documents. "This property belongs to your mother. Your wife entered without permission, and she moved her belongings unlawfully." Michael froze. His world shattered. The housekeeper, the same one Emma yelled at earlier, walked forward silently, holding a phone. "Ma'am, I recorded everything." She played the audio. Emma's voice filled the room. "Once I settle in, she'll have to move out. Old people don't need condos anyway." Michael's jaw dropped. Emma's eyes widened. Lauren's fake tears dried instantly. Emma whispered, "Turn that off, please." But the recording continued. "You'll see. I'll make Michael sign the papers. Once the condo is mine, we won't need her around." Michael collapsed into a chair. He buried his face in his hands. "Emma, you planned this? You manipulated me. You tried to replace my mother?" Emma reached for him. He moved away. Emma fell to her knees. "Sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just stressed. Please, don't leave me." She crawled toward me, trembling. "Linda, please, don't tell anyone. I'll respect you, I promise." But betrayal does not get erased with fear-driven apologies. The officer asked quietly, "Mrs. Parker, do you want her removed from the property?" Everyone waited. Even the walls felt silent. I took a deep breath, looked at Emma, then at my son, and I said, "Emma, I will not call the police again, but you will leave this house. Tonight. Right now." Emma whispered, "No, please, Michael." Michael looked away. He said softly, "Pack your things, Emma." Her face broke. She gathered her suitcases with trembling hands. No arrogance, no attitude, no fake laugh. Just fear. She walked out of my home the same way she entered it, without permission. After she left, my son sat down quietly. "Mom, how did I let it get this far? How did I fail you?" I placed my hand on his shoulder. "You didn't fail me, Michael. You failed yourself." Tears streamed down his face. "I trusted the wrong person." I nodded. "Now you know what love is not." The marriage didn't survive. Michael filed for divorce a month later. Emma tried apologizing again, but once trust breaks, there are no repairs. As for me, I didn't celebrate. I didn't feel victorious, because when a mother wins against her daughter-in-law, she loses something too. But I gained something priceless: my home back, my voice back, my self-respect back. And Michael finally understood that no partnership should cost you your mother. What would you do if your daughter-in-law tried to take over your home? Forgive her or remove her? Comment your thoughts.